welcome to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Now, here's Ed Wilson with God's 5 Minutes.
Hello, friends. The caption of the 56th Psalm is, "To the chief musician upon Jonathan Rechokim, Michtam of David, when the Philistines took him in Gath." Jonathan Rechokim has been translated the silent dove in distant places, a title which surely fit David when the severity of Saul's persistent persecution had forced him to fly for meager security to his bitterest erstwhile enemies, a place so perilous he was compelled to hold his tongue even from saying good. The term Michtam literally means one who has been given the gift of writing, which description surely fit David, but it also carries the concept of instruction. This beautiful psalm contains a golden secret, no less than the precious mystery of the life of faith. Here it is sweetly unveiled, and a pillar of God's truth set up. Verses 3 and 4 read, "What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me." David was not a man of foolish braggadocio. He does not claim to never be afraid. He is too intelligent not to recognize peril when it lay on all sides and he felt his risk. We too are human. Fear is a natural reaction to great danger. As humans, we are liable to be overthrown. We are weak and often unable to prevent being hurt. Our race is sinful and we deserve life's calamities. For all these reasons and more, we can be made afraid. But the state of David's mental and emotional position is not fully defined in his admission that he was afraid. He has an antidote. When he is afraid, he will trust in his God. Throughout his lifetime, he has been steadily building up reason to have this confidence. In defending his father's sheep, he had faced a lion and won. Next had been a bear. He had prevailed over a lion, and therefore he could prevail over a bear. Following them was a challenge of giant Goliath. He had prevailed over a lion and a bear, therefore he could face Goliath. When Saul's wrath fell upon him, his background had prepared him to courageously face the terrors. In just the same way, our God will build each of our faith if we follow him. What I am afraid, I will trust in him. Then it is possible for beings as complex as we are to fear and trust at the same time. In our human emotions, it is not uncommon for us to be in light and darkness at the same time, in a sort of twilight. Sometimes it's hard to tell which is predominant. Fear is an uncomfortable passion, but it is a blessed fear which repels us to trust. Unregenerate fear drives a person from God. Gracious fear drives us to him. If we fear because of the scorns or disapproval of people, or even their words put into actions threatening physical violence, we shall always find an antidote in unwavering trust in God. To trust when there is no threat is the name of faith. It is important. It is a sort of boot camp, a spiritual training ground. It is good for young people who have not experienced the contests of life to boldly speak and sing of their faith, for instance, in public worship services. But to be reliant on God when perils are surrounding us and pressing in upon us is the conquering faith of God's own church. The verse is written in the form of a resolve, a purpose, or even as a covenant. But it passed beyond that to become a fact in David's life. God help us make it so in ours. Whether the dark, painful feelings of fear arise from abuses we have suffered in the past, from stress for our present environment, or the uncertainties and forebodings of the future from men or devils, the answer is still and forever the same. Let us keep our faith, and we shall find courage will soon follow. David's fear was based on his possible human ability to survive his surroundings, not on any concern that God would abandon him or was not able to preserve him in what he faced. Had he unworthy thoughts about God, he would not have trusted him. He would not have run for remedy to the source of his fear. It is the same with us. Have you learned to trust God, and have you talked to him today?
You have been listening to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him by email at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Tune in next time to hear more encouraging thoughts from God's Word on God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson.